Getting past gatekeepers feel impossible until you know the exact words that flip the conversation in your favor. Most sales reps hit a wall here, and it kills their pipeline. I'm Kevin from Prospio, and over the last 2 years, I made over 5,000 cold calls. And trust me, I used to struggle with gatekeepers 9 out of 10 times, until I found the 3 simple techniques that completely changed the game for us at Prospio. These are the same strategies we've used to get past the toughest gatekeepers and consistently reach real decision makers, which resulted in booking more meetings and closing more deals. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to use these 3 strategies step by step so you can stop getting blocked and finally get through to the people who matter. Let's dive in. Before I give you the techniques, you need to understand the gatekeeper's job. A gatekeeper controls who gets access to the decision maker and who gets denied. This is usually a receptionist or assistant whose job is screening calls and filtering information. They're trained to block telemarketers and cold callers while only giving access to the people they believe deserve their boss's time. So you need to sound like someone important to the decision maker and not a random stranger just making their first initial contact. And for context, I only cold call prospects a week after they haven't responded to our email or LinkedIn message. So I always start my sequence with some form of written communication first. So when they push back about not knowing who you are, you can always refer back to that initial touch point. So with that in mind, let's dive into the 3 techniques we use to get past the gatekeepers. Technique number 1 is never reveal your entire hand at once. This technique revolves around giving just enough information to sound legitimate, but not too much where it'll raise red flags and you'll get blocked. So here's a few best practices we follow. Address the prospect by their first name only. It makes it sound like you know each other. So to your friends, you're not gonna say, "Hey John Smith, how you doing?" No, you're gonna be like, "Hey John, what's up?" So more casual makes it sound like you have a close relationship. So when you call and the gatekeeper picks up and she says, "Hey, it's Sarah from ABC Company, how can I help you?" You're gonna say, "Hi Sarah, can I speak with John please?" Downwards inflection. You never want to have an upwards inflection like you're excited to speak with them. Otherwise, you're gonna sound like a telemarketer. If you call and you say, "Hey Sarah, can I speak with John please?" This is going to trigger her alarm bells and she's going to instantly write you off as a telemarketer. Another thing we do is keep answers brief and authoritative. You don't need to say more than you have to. So if she responds, "Who's calling and what company are you with?" You're going to say, "Tell him it's Kevin from Prospio. He should know why I'm calling. I can hold, thanks." Then this is where she'll either talk to John to confirm or ask one last question like, "Sorry, what is this regarding?" And this is where you can either reference an existing account, license, service, program, something along those lines because it sounds like you're calling on behalf of an existing relationship. So I could say, "It's regarding your HubSpot account." And here, most gatekeepers will talk to the decision maker and get back to you. But if she keeps pushing you with more questions like, "Oh, what's wrong with the account?" You never want to pitch or talk about the problems with the gatekeeper because they have no buying power. You're just going to end up getting blocked. So instead, I'll say something like this. "It's best I speak to John about this. I don't mind holding. Thanks." Now, they're going to relay what you just told them to John, and this is where she'll get back to you and she might say, "He says he doesn't know who you are or your company." And now, if you haven't already done so, this is where you will bring up that email. And the key is to have that email open on the screen so you can reference the specific time and the exact email address that you sent it to. So it will look something like this. "Are you sure? I sent him an email last Monday at 2:32 p.m. Just to confirm, it's John at xyzcompany.com, right?" And this is where she now knows you're not playing around. John doesn't have time looking through his emails, so 90% of the time, she's going to put you through to speak to John directly. Technique number 2 is email the decision maker if technique number 1 doesn't work. So at this point, we've already sent them that initial email and we called them a week later. But if we still can't get past the gatekeeper, now you have to send an email directly to that decision maker. And this is where you would make sure to pause any of your email sequences so you don't accidentally send them 2 emails in one day. And here's the exact email we would send. The subject line would be "Gatekeeper's name is great." So for example, subject line, "Sarah's great." And here's how that email will look. "Hey John, I just had a wonderful chat with Sarah. I've been trying to connect with you regarding your HubSpot data quality. Rather than taking up all of Sarah's time with my calls, could we possibly have a quick 10-minute conversation to see if this is relevant for you?" 80% of the time, prospects will email me back and we either set up a meeting or I get the chance to call them back again. But this time, the gatekeeper knows to let me through if we agreed on a callback time. If the first two techniques don't work, technique number 3 is to skip gatekeepers altogether with mobile data. So instead of calling a business line where their assistant might pick up, when you call someone's mobile number, you skip right past the gatekeepers and you reach the owner directly. The average pickup rate for B2B sales is around 8%. I have a record cold call pickup rate of 19.6%, which means out of every 5 dials or so, I'm talking to a live prospect on the phone. And nowadays, there are tons of data providers where you can get mobile numbers of the people you're trying to reach, but the biggest problems are that most of these providers are way too expensive or the data quality is terrible, which means you're paying for mobile numbers that don't even belong to the people you're trying to contact. So that's why I personally use Prospio's Mobile Finder tool, where I can upload a list of all my leads and Prospio enriches it with their verified mobile numbers. And the best part is, it's highly affordable and you only pay for verified phone numbers that are found. If you want to check it out, you can head over to Prospio.io to sign up, and they also give you 75 free credits every month to get started. Cold calling became so much easier knowing that I'm bypassing the gatekeepers and I'm always reaching the right person I need to speak with. And there you have it, 3 proven techniques to get past any gatekeeper on a cold call. Start with technique number 1, move to technique 2 if number 1 fails, and use technique number 3 if you want to skip gatekeepers entirely. And watch how much easier it becomes to reach real decision makers. If you got value from this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.